Good afternoon, everyone. The Sacramento City Council will please come to order. Would the clerk call the roll to establish a quorum?
Thank you. Councilmember Kaplan. Here. Councilmember Laloe. Here. Councilmember Talamantes. Here. Councilmember Valenzuela.
Here.
Councilmember Maple.
Here.
Vice Mayor Guerra.
Here.
Councilmember Jennings.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Vang.
Here.
And Mayor Steinberg.
I am here. Good afternoon, everyone. I would ask Councilmember Kaplan, if you would please, to lead us in the pledge and the land acknowledgement.
Everyone can please rise. I'm going to do the land acknowledgement. And this is in honor of our Sacramento's indigenous people and tribal lands. To the original people of this land, the Nisenan people, the Southern Maidu, the Valley and Plains Miwok, the Patwin Wintun peoples, and the people of the Wilton Rancheria, Sacramento's only federally recognized tribe. May we acknowledge and honor the Native people who came before us and still walk beside us today on these ancestral lands by choosing to gather today in the active practice of acknowledgement and appreciation for Sacramento's indigenous people's history, contributions, and lives. Thank you. Remain standing for our pledge. Pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Councilmember Kaplan. We're getting this started. Again, good afternoon to everyone, to my colleagues, to the city staff, and always, most importantly, the members of the public who are in the audience and the international audience watching from cable television.
Because we're Sacramento.
It could be. Assistant City Manager Milstein sitting in for the city manager this afternoon. We begin with some special presentations, which is a great way to start the meeting, and I know I'm responsible happily for a couple of them, and I want to begin by presenting a resolution for Maria McGonigal, who's right there. Maria, come on up here if you would, please. Maria, I know for me, when I became mayor, was one of the first department heads, one of the first city leaders on the staff side that I had the privilege to meet and to get to know. And I guess I want to begin by saying that when you began your career with the city, just as I began my career with the city, the world of technology was very different than it is today. And so it takes and took a wise, smart, forward-thinking, calm leader to help the city figure out its position when it came to all the emerging and advanced technologies. And I remember in my first year when we had that negotiation with Verizon and some of the other tech companies about how we both push forward hard into the future to make sure that we are partnering with the private sector in the right way, and at the same time protect the city's interests. And you were just so adept at finding that balance. And so I think that one little story exemplifies what I know about your entire career. You're somebody who is regarded so highly by everyone you work with, and maybe that's the true test of someone's ability and character, because you know we can all put our particular public faces out there in whatever way and have an image and impression, but it's the people who work with you every single day that tell the true story. And the story they tell about you is that you are one of the great ones. And so we want to congratulate you on your retirement and to thank you for dedicating so much of your adult life, your career, to the public and to the city of Sacramento. We're all very grateful, Maria. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes. I know that there are others who want to speak here. Councilmember Talamantes.
Maria, we're going to miss you so much. There's something about going through a pandemic together, working around the clock, figuring out what the security measures look like for the city, even for our school districts. That just really brings you close together, you know, from hotspots to working with the library to get better Wi-Fi to getting just, honestly, broadband access for all. And your involvement in the Digital Equity Coalition here at the city and how far you've taken us in that leadership role. When I got here to the city 5 years ago, I was like, I want to do digital equity. And they're like, you know who you go to? Maria. And I did so. And throughout the years, I've gotten to know you, your mom, your family, and you truly understand the barriers when it comes to access and equity. And that's something that I'll never forget about you. But you know what they say about people that retire from the city of Sacramento? They truly never retire. So I hope to see you at these organizational groups and continuing the good fight, but on your spare time. And I hope you enjoy that time with your family in the meantime. Thank you, Maria.
Thank you.
Vice Mayor Guerra.
Thank you, Mayor. I think you said it very eloquently, but, you know, Maria is a true Sacramentan here, and she has definitely led in a very impressive way. And I will say, you know, one of the biggest challenges that I think she moved us forward with was in how we interface with our constituents and how we're able to connect with them in a better way. And it's been no easy challenge with the 311 system, just even with the way we are connecting with folks. And now, you know, Councilmember Vang and pushing forward on when we think about the language access piece. But I do want to thank you for your leadership with this development of staff and thinking about where our city has been and how long you've been here. I think, you know, when the mayor was on the council the first time, I had a pager. It's the same number of my cell number still then, and now we're...
I think I had an answering machine.
That's right. You know, but all to say is thank you for your mentorship and for, you know, being a true public servant for Sacramento and for, you know, that commitment that you have to the city that you've grown up with. So congratulations on your retirement.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yep, exactly. Councilmember Jennings.
Thank you. So Maria, I think you were working here with my wife,
I was.
who speaks so highly of you. And she found out the same thing about you that I have found out about you, is that you have a can-do attitude. And if it can be done, you will find a way to get it done. And there's nothing better than an employee who brings that attitude to work every day, and as Councilmember Guerra said, is a true public servant. And when you put that combination together, you have a winning team. And you are a part of a winning team, and I was so glad to be on your team, helping you to make the city better, make this great building that we're in better, and all the work that you do. So wish you the very best in your retirement. Wish that if in fact you made a decision to come back, that you would come back here first before anywhere else. Because while we hate to lose you, we know that retirement is something that we all will be looking at sometime soon. So wish you the very best in everything you do going forward. Enjoy retirement. I'll make sure that some way, somehow, that we keep the door open for you in case you want to come back.
I think that's an offer.
Noted.
Okay. Part-time, exactly right. Well, may I come forward and present this to you? Would you mind? Oh, yes, of course. Please.
Can I just wanted to say, I'll be very, very brief. I know that there's a lot of business for the public that needs to be taken care of tonight, but I do want to just say a couple of small things. I didn't think I was going to be nervous, but it's funny, you know, how things come around. I think I remember the first time I stood up here, you know, probably 20 some odd years ago. I was nervous then. I'm still nervous now. But I just want to say what an honor it's been for me to serve my community for all these years. I've been here for 31 years. I started as a student intern. I kind of done every single job there is to do around here, including cleaning the floors and anything else that just needed to happen. And it has been very rewarding, remarkable experience. I've been a department head now for, I can't believe this, almost 10 years. And sat through, I think, about 550 council meetings. So that's a lot.
I think we need to give you a gold medal, not a proclamation.
But what I want to say really that is most important to me is that I've had this, incredible privilege that you all have given me and the public has entrusted in me to be able to lead and to be able to do my best and to lead this incredible team. I just want my IT team to stand up. Some of my leadership team came here and just recognize that I'm leaving. And your new CIO, Darren Arcolino, and our amazing leadership here in IT and in 311 that, does the hard work day in and day out. And as you said, technology has changed so dramatically that it's pervasive in everything we do in our personal lives and in work and in the public service. And so they're very... And they're very capable, and they will carry the torch forward and be amazing. You said also that you were looking for an international audience, so I want to say that I want to shout out to some of my family and friends who did come here right now. My sister, Helen. My son, Elijah. My friends, Monique and Sydney. And then we have an international audience. My family in Spain are watching tonight, and also my family in India, and my partner who couldn't make it tonight because he's traveling in Ohio. So that's kind of almost another international country. But
So great to meet your parts of your family, important
Yeah.
members of your family. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you again for the privilege of being able to be a public servant for all these years. I'm honored and humbled and inspired. So thank you.
Andrew, we got it.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Do you want me to come down, Maria?
Right?
I'm going to come down this way.
That's okay.
All right. The second resolution of the afternoon is recognizing the annual celebration of Earth Day, and I want to turn it over to Mayor Pro Tem Vang and Councilmember Talamantes.
Awesome. Thank you, Mayor. It's such an incredible honor today to recognize Earth Day that's happening this Saturday and present this resolution with Councilmember Talamantes to really honor the Sacramento Tree Foundation and also our incredible city staff from our Urban Forestry Division. In particular, Kevin Hawker, our arborist and city urban forester from the Department of Public Works, and Sacramento Tree Foundation, Dr. Jessica Sanders. This Saturday, as I mentioned, will be April 22nd. 22nd, and it will be Earth Day. And we really wanted to take this time to just encourage all of our residents to celebrate and really recognize our community's efforts in planting trees, protecting and preserving our environment for really our babies and future generations to come. One of the easiest way to really address our climate crisis is to plant more trees in our cities. And right now, I know our city is working incredibly hard towards 25% citywide urban canopy coverage by 2030, and hopefully over 40% tree canopy by 2045 in our climate action and adaptation plan. However, we know that it's incredibly important that as we celebrate Earth Day, to also make sure we acknowledge the work that we need to do in prioritizing our under canopy neighborhoods by prioritizing areas that are disadvantaged. And I know Sacramento Tree Foundation has been a pioneer in this. In particular, District 2, District 8, and parts of District 3 has some of the lowest tree canopy throughout our city. And so we know we still have so much more work ahead. And in particular, in my district, I do just want to give a shout out to the Sacramento Tree Foundation, the Meadowview Urban Tree Project, and in partnership with Sac City Unified District, we've been slowly doing our very best to increase canopy in South Sacramento. And since last winter, we've planted over close to 200 trees already and really planning to do much more. And so really just want to give a shout out to the Sacramento Tree Foundation and really our city staff who helps to maintain our trees in the city. Our division is incredibly amazing. Our staff does their hard work day in and day out to make sure that we continue our legacy as a city for planting trees, for caring for our trees, but most importantly, ensuring that we are truly the city of trees. And with that, I'll hand it over to Councilmember Talamantes for a few remarks before we present the resolution.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Honored to have the Sacramento Tree Foundation and our arborist here with us today. Earth Day is something that's been celebrated for over 50 years, and it's a day when people from all walks of life come together to show their commitment to preserving our planet and making it a better place for future generations. This year's theme is Invest in Our Planet, and I believe that Sacramento's trees and natural spaces are investments in our city now and in the future, minus me dying from my allergies right now. But you know, they're much necessary. Love our trees. We used to be the city of trees. Gonna say that every single chance I get. But I'm honored to be able to recognize you and have you come up here and maybe share a little bit of history of the Sacramento Tree Foundation, maybe how many trees have been planted under the organization. And Kevin, if you want to throw in some fun facts about trees along the Garden Highway or the American River, you're welcome to do so. Thank you. Come join us.
Well, I'm incredibly proud of the city of Sacramento and their trees. We're always going to be the city of trees. But we do much more than that, and we need to acknowledge that as well. We consider the trees and the river and the soil all green infrastructure. They provide ecosystem benefits and social benefits that are immeasurable, but they actually can be measured and have dollar amounts and in the billions of dollars. So our Department of Utilities handles our water. We have a sustainability coordinator and sustainability team, our organic waste department, obviously urban forestry and parks. It's all a big effort to make sure that we have all that. The trees in particular, we have over 100,000 trees that the city takes care of, over 100 square miles. We could literally put our neighboring city under our trees if we could squish them all together. 19 square miles of trees, so we can fit West Sac underneath there. So, but the most important thing for right now is that everybody can be involved in this. We're celebrating the entire planet. That it doesn't get any bigger than that. You can't be any part of something that's any bigger than that. So when people come out on Saturday to do volunteer work, and we encourage everybody who's able to do that, when they plant a tree, when they recycle, when they clean up the river, they're part of the green infrastructure of the city, and they're also part of helping the planet. So I hope to see everybody who's able to be out there. And I'll pass it over to Dr. Jessica Sanders.
Hi, I think it's really important that we recognize you can be two things, right? We don't have to choose. You don't have to choose between the Farm to Fork or the City of Trees. We can be both. We can celebrate both things. And I think that's really important because trees create our city to be a livable city, right? Climate change, the best thing you can do is plant a tree. The best time was yesterday. The next best time is today. But the other thing is that they allow our city to be livable, which is wonderful. But they're the only infrastructure that allows our city to be lovable. You can love a tree. You don't necessarily love road pavement the same way. Maybe some people do, I don't. But, a tree really allows you to have that experience. And, as we think about our tree canopy moving forward, we really think about canopy equity, right? We want our city to be livable and lovable to all of its residents equally throughout everything. We want a tree to be every place it can be and to recognize that our citizens and our city is part of it. So as the Tree Foundation, we're extremely proud and humbled to be part of the city of Sacramento and to have such lovable partners as the Department of Urban Forestry and to have all of you as wonderful partners as well. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Councilmember Maple?
Thank you, Mayor. I will say, to me, it will always be the city of trees, no matter what the water tower says. But I'm just very, very grateful for the work that you do. This is important work. I represent a lot of communities that lack in tree canopy. And it's something that I'd love to partner with on and make sure that we're able to do. And then I am also a proud recipient of 5 SMUD trees through the free shade tree program when I got my home. So it's a really, really cool program that exists and that we're always trying to get the word out to the community. And so just thank you for all your work and looking forward to partnering with you.
I really like what you said, Jessica, that, it's kind of funny and it's like a little rivalry. What should our city's motto be? But really you hit it on the head because it should not be one or the other, and it really isn't. In fact, great cities are about many things. We're about being clean and green, and we are also about growing a modern inclusive economy. And you're so right about modern agriculture and the importance of environmental stewardship when it comes to farm to fork and the importance of trees. And so, it's funny and it's fun, but I think we should all get away from, should it be this or that? It should be both, actually. What's that? Or a city of beams, right? That may just override anything else. Especially these several weeks. But thanks for that pointer. It's important. Thank you to both of you. Appreciate it. Mayor, Vice Mayor.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I wasn't going to make any comments, but I couldn't miss this opportunity to say thank you to both of your teams. You've done so much in South Sacramento. I mean, for at least in District 6, I've seen the great work that the Tree Foundation has done. We were able to also poach one of your staffers, Victoria Vasquez, as our new chair of the Parks Commission, YPSI Commission. She was an organizer there. And also to Kevin, your team. I mean, I want to specifically thank all of the folks in your team, our city employees who during this last winter were out there, working to make sure that we maintained the public safety, that we got the roads open, we helped people who were a vehicle or a house was impacted by a tree. And so, yes, we're advocating today for Earth Day, but the work that happens every day, I want to thank you for all of that as well. And, for a lot of them that are out there, para la gente que trabaja de la ciudad de Sacramento, en el departamento aquí de nuestra ciudad, gracias por todo lo que han hecho. Ya sé que era difícil en estos meses y les agradezco demasiado. So, for all of our tree trimmers out there, thank you.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Councilman Jennings?
Thank you.
Jennings.
Just very quickly, just to build on what's already been said. Every time we do a tree planting, and you are there, you've been there every single time, and I thank you for that. And what I think about is the number of people, especially young people, who are out there learning about how to plant a tree and how to fall in love with a tree and how a tree can be livable. And they're learning, all these things and the important role you play in teaching them something that they can then teach on from generation to generation is such important work. And I just want to thank you for that because, I mean, these trees, they will be here long after we've left. And someone will have a love affair with those trees because they planted that tree. They'll share it with their children, and then their children will then start planting a tree. And I just want to thank you for that because I don't know how else we can continue to be the city of trees without having that kind of army of tree planters. And it's all because you've taught us all how to be a good tree planter, how to be a good tree lover, and how to be, whatever the other word is, livable. All right. So thank you so much for all you do in helping us to make this happen. And especially as I took over Land Park and saw the devastation of trees that went down, the community of Land Park is excited about all the mulch that they're getting, all the free mulch that they're getting, but also they're excited about the opportunity to replant. And you're going to be right there by our side as we continue to do that. So thank you for that so much.
All right, we have a resolution to present. Go. Councilmember Talamantes, okay.
Do this? Which way we doing? Up or down?
I was actually just gonna have one of you guys send it to me. Go ahead.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Got it.
There's one more. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2,
Oh, gosh.
You know, as many.
All right, the third resolution of the afternoon is to recognize the United Way Capital Region's 100th anniversary. Dr. Early is here. Dante Early, of course, who is the CEO of the United Way and also an elected official in her own right. So thinking, what can you say about the United Way? I mean, its brand is so well known and so important to our region that when you think about charity, it's not exclusive, right? Or when you think about community investment, the first name that comes to mind is, well, how about the United Way? And I was also thinking about the guaranteed income project and who's first, right? And who steps out to try something new and to show that that investing in people is not really about charity. It's about investing in people. And when it came to the first project in the greater Sacramento region, it was and continues to be the United Way that is leading. And so 100 years, there were no cell phones 100 years ago, back to technology.
We're not, or answer machines.
Or answering machines, yes. Thank you. And Lord knows what the mission will be 100 years from now. But we know that there will always be a need for and a place for the United Way in Sacramento. We want to just thank you for 100 great years and many centuries to come. Thank you.
Thank you. So my name is Dr. Dante Early. I am president and CEO of United Way California Capital Region. And we are celebrating 100 years of service. And it feels a little surreal to say 100 years. Our founding documents are actually in the Sacramento Museum. And we had an opportunity recently to go take a look at them. And when you go back, we were founded April 30th, 1923. And so many of the places that exist actually here in our city didn't exist. And as long as all of us have been alive, there has been a United Way here helping community members and filling in the gap. And it's interesting, Mayor, when you say, who knows what your mission might be in 100 years? I will tell you that when we decided to celebrate our 100th anniversary and what we were going to raise money for, one of the things we decided was to go back to our roots. Because when you look at our founding documents, the documents that individuals signed, at the very top area of need, people came together, was around education and literacy. And that was what community members saw as being the area we needed to support. And this year, we have a very bold, audacious goal of raising $3 million to help 10,000 children excel in school by 2025. And yes. And the reason why that is so important is because we've seen the devastating impact of the pandemic. But we also understand that children don't come to school in a bubble, and that they are coming from homes, families, households in which you need to be able to have food and to have a warm place to sleep and even just a place to do your homework, which is why our partnership with you all, City of Sacramento, around guaranteed income is so vitally important, because we understand that education truly is the ladder out of poverty, and square one, meaning schools, is the place where you could help the most children and families pull themselves out of poverty. But the way that that happens is through partnerships like this and ensuring that families have the resources that they need. I will tell you, we closed our application and our partnership with you, our guaranteed income application last week, and we closed with 17,000 applicants. 17,000 individuals applied for 80 spots. There is so much need right now. And it is partnerships like this that allow us to just help that one family. And man, we may not be able to change the world by helping that one child and by helping that one family. They're going to be able to help someone else. And they're going to be able to help someone else. And it is through these partnerships that is so crucially important. I myself, when I was a student in Davis, was a free tax prep client. And I benefited from many of the programs that United Way has. And the only way that was able to happen was through partnerships like this and through philanthropic donors. And so thank you. Thank you for helping community. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for our partnership, because without you guys, things like our free tax prep, things like guaranteed income would not be possible. And for me, it's full circle, because without those programs, I would not be standing before you. I want to make sure that I allow some time for my board member, Vanessa Sheard, who is going to tell you a little bit about our continued partnerships and the programs that we have been doing here now in Sacramento and helping community.
Good evening. Thank you, Dante, for that introduction. I'm Vanessa Sheard, and I am a proud member of the board and supporter of United Way Capital Region. I am thrilled to be here with Dr. Early this afternoon. And on behalf of the Board of Directors, thank you, Mayor Steinberg and the Sacramento City Council for recognizing United Way's Capital Region Century of Service within the county and beyond. Throughout the past 100 years, United Way Capital Region has undertaken many initiatives, as Dr. Early just shared with you. We've moved from an organization that provides easy access for donors to contribute to other nonprofits to now providing services that we believe elevate and create opportunities for children and families to live, thrive, and achieve their educational, vocational, and financial dreams and goals within the Sacramento region. We have done this by making investments in educational and career services and programs, providing opportunities for people to volunteer, which is essential to our work, to give back to the community, creating opportunities for children and families to thrive and survive within this region. That's our goal. As Dr. Early just mentioned, we pride ourselves in the work we're doing around Square One right now. Part of that has to do with the fact that our focus is really on helping children excel in schools, investing in families, as she's talked about, and strengthening our schools and our relationships. There are several programs that we are very proud to share with you this evening. One of them is the Robles Unified School District and Community Housing Opportunities Corporation partnership that we have, in which we provide literacy and tutoring for K through 6th grade students. And through that effort, we have seen grade levels increase by 1.5. That is a good thing, right? We have so much more to do, though. So we just want to share that with you. We have, as Dr. Early just shared with you, we have done a lot of work around the guaranteed income program. And we provided programs and services for families for $300 per month for 2 years. In addition to that, we've worked with SMUD and you around eliminating the digital divide, and that has provided us with an opportunity to provide free internet, equipment, and training to eligible households. We know that in order for people to thrive and survive in the educational arena, they need to have access to the tools and resources that are required in order for them to be successful. And it is because of the work and the funding that we're able to provide to programs throughout the region that we are able to really say that we are making a difference in the world. But we, in our region, we have so much more to do, and we can do that better together. I was a dean at Sac State for a number of years, and so one of the things we always talked about is being able to do it better together. And for us, we can do anything when we do it together. And so we thank you for your contributions and services. So let me just say, I am just so proud. I actually don't even live in Sacramento. I live in Tracy. But my world began here in Sacramento over 15 years ago. And so I have just been so proud to be able to be a part of the United Way Board of Directors for the last 10 years or so. So for me, this is a really thrill for me to be here and to receive this award, this recognition tonight. United Way is proud to have served the region for the past 100 years, and we are looking forward to collaborating with schools, communities, nonprofits, government, and corporate institutions to support children and parents achieve their lifelong dreams and goals. I am really committed to the work that United Way is doing here in Sacramento. And I know if I can do it from Tracy, I know what you can do here in Sacramento. Right. So, and while we're going to be celebrating our 100-year anniversary gala, A Century of Service, on April 29th, the Board of Directors and I are really proud to have been a part of this effort for the last 100 years in terms of whatever we have been able to do to help support the work that United Way is doing. And we want to thank the City Council for this resolution, and most of all, for supporting organizations like United Way Capital Region.
Right.
We've got a couple members here who want to speak, and then we happily present the resolution. I've got Vice Mayor, Council Members Kaplan, and Mayor Pro Tem Vang.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Well, it's great to see two doctors, one from Sac State and another one from UC Davis, to say, we are stronger together here, But most importantly, I wanted to just to thank you for the work you're doing to ending poverty for local families. And even pre-pandemic, 46% of our youth in Sacramento County were not reading at the third grade level. That's pre-pandemic. We know that that's exacerbated, and we know that with that, the challenge we had beforehand continues that cycle of poverty. And so I wanted to personally thank the United Way for their commitment to focusing on education and focusing on ending, poverty within local families by looking at that piece. And then finally, I just wanted to thank, Dr. Early, because even on top of this, she's a council member in our neighboring city, and we may be two cities, but we're one people. So thank you for your work on that, and proud to be here in support of United Ways for its next 100 years, however long of that 100 we are part of it. So thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Kaplan.
Thank you, Mayor. I, too, want to echo what Vice Mayor Guerra said. Having been a school board member for 20 years, it is constantly looking at the reading, the writing, the math, but that understanding of literacy and knowing that going back to your roots means going back to the literacy. So I applaud you on your goal. I am there as a partner to hopefully see you guys make that $3 million, because the kids are our future and we make a difference in education. I've always been a believer that the way we change things is through educating a child, and school is the safe place. After positive after-school programs, the safe place. And when we lift our children and our families in need, that's how we make a difference in this world, and that's what United Way has been doing for 100 years. And I'm so excited to see both of you here tonight as leaders in our community, making a difference, whether you live here or not. It's making a difference, one kid, one family at a time. I don't know there is a colleague up here that wouldn't say we'd love to fund 17,000 people in need. But I know when we make that one difference, we may break that cycle that makes a difference for so many more. So thank you for all of your work. Thank you for being here. And I look forward to celebrating with you guys on the 29th.
Very good. Thank you, Councilmember Mayor Pro Tem Vang. Excuse me.
Thanks, Mayor. I just wanted to take this opportunity to say congratulations to United Way's 100 years of services, council member, and Dr. Early. I also just want to take this opportunity just to say thank you for your fierce leadership, and really to the board who has the vision to make sure that we can continue the legacy. I know that there's been so many programs that y'all have implemented, but these programs are so vital. We've seen how the program has helped so many hardworking families improve their overall health and financial well-being. But what y'all do is really about ending generational poverty for all of our families in the region. And so, again, congratulations, 100 years, that's amazing. And just thank you again, 100 years and to many more, but we continue to need leadership like both of you, leaders like you, to make sure that we're continuing on this path. So congratulations on the 100 year.
Well, would you guys mind coming up so that we can say congratulations and present to you this resolution?
I would come in front.
I'm on a 50 millimeter for women.
Every time I see her outfit, I'm always like looking at her shoes. I'm
like, can you just normalize?
She has a whole wardrobe.
I know. I want to normalize the experience of tennis shoes at council meetings, one step at a time. Of course.
I like stuff sometimes because it helps with posture.
I just lost my edge during COVID. I put them on now, and my feet are like, ah.
No, that's true.
One, two, three. One for me. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
You both can take it at the same time.
I deputize Andrew taking the photo for all of us. Yeah, no, you take it and then share it with all the other staff.
That would make
Long before that.
Okay. That was good. Did you like the mic?
All right, we do have one more resolution here, an important resolution, recognizing Law Day 2023. I know we have our city attorney Susanna Alcala Wood, excuse me, and Jerry Hicks. Excuse me for coughing. So I want to say that if it was ever a perfunctory ritual to recognize Law Day, which I don't think it ever was, but if it ever was, it certainly no longer is. Because the importance of the rule of law and the fact that we cannot take for granted the rule of law in this country has become apparent to all of us over these last years. And so this annual ritual, which is a nice proclamation, I hope that all of us and everybody watching takes at least a few moments to reflect on why Law Day is so important and why the rule of law matters. For without it, we are lost. For without it, we are in the midst of anarchy.
That sucks. Okay. We're good.
Or without it, we do not have a way to reason with one another and find common ground. So I want to thank you for bringing this forward, because I know, Madam City Attorney and Jerry, Mr. Hicks, that this is personally important to you, and that you wanted some time on the agenda to be able to give your own reflections on why Law Day is so important. Thank you.
And I told Jerry he had to speak.
Yeah, I don't know, for some of the new council members, we used to do this in the past, and far more extensively. We'd have an open house on Law Day. When we did it in 2015, it was was it the 400th anniversary of Magna Carta, and I actually did a history of Magna Carta. So this one, we haven't done it for the last 3 years because of the pandemic. This one seems particularly appropriate, as you said, Mayor. If you read the theme, which is provided by the American Bar Association, and these days, the theme seems particularly apropos. So with that.
Thank you. That's it?
Well, you said it well. Thank you. Come on up and take a picture, and then we present this to you.
You made it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll stand up here.
The rebels will be up here.
I'm gonna stay up here.
Yeah,
Yes.
I love this. Great. You've run it with different things too, and it really plays on all different kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We are.
Yeah, Coach. Yeah.
We can do this.
That way you don't have to expand the photos, so
Right?
it doesn't have to be so wide.
There we go. I got a copy of the Magna Carta.
Okay.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1. All I heard was anarchy.
Nice.
Awesome.
Congratulations. Where did she come up here?
History of the Magna Carta. Please do. Okay, well, it depends on how many.
Okay.
Thank you so much for doing that.
Right. Okay, members, let us now move to tonight's consent calendar. Items 1 through 12. Members, are there items on the consent calendar that any member would like to be heard separately, voted on separately?
Mayor, I do have a read into the record on agenda item number 1. It should say council meeting minutes of March 14th, 2023, 5 p.m. City Council. That's the only
Okay,
edit.
good. That's clarification. Councilmember Maple?
Just a comment on item 8.
On item 8. Okay, do we have anybody else? Vice Mayor?
I'll comment on item number 10.
Okay. Why don't, do we have public testimony on the consent calendar?
Yes, Mayor, I have 2 speakers in chambers. Ryan Masano on items 10 and 11. Marbella Sala on the consent calendar. Is Ryan here? It's your turn to present on item 10 and 11.
Does that adjust? Where's the time indicator? Okay, thank you. Yeah, so I'm here to talk about a number of things, but before I begin, because I'm going to be back up here, I want to note that it's better to be slapped with the truth than kissed with a lie. So I'm not here to appeal to people's feelings. I am here to tell the naked, unvarnished truth. Now, all of us have been brainwashed since birth. So what I'm about to say is going to sound extremely offensive to a lot of people. But truth sounds like hate to those who hate truth. So what I want to address is the COVID response, because it was ridiculous. And everyone responsible, beginning with you, ought to be very ashamed of themselves. Because if you can't figure out basic math that 99.9% of people are recovering, and you just crashed the economy and took money out of the pockets of landlords and crashed small businesses, which this is why your people got kicked out of 109 countries, we have a problem. We have a big problem. And this is going to continue ongoing. This is an outrage to America. You talked about law. This is a travesty to law. There is no law, because the information and money are completely controlled by a small group of people. And if you say their name, you're called an anti-Semite, which you're just itching to say right now. But I know your games.
I've heard enough of you.
You know you're not. I have free speech. I have free speech. You Jews, this is your game. This is what you play. This is what you play. This is what you play. So anyways, this is, so anyways, so I have free speech.
No, wait a minute. No, believe me, we agree on this, but let the speaker speak, because you're right. As a
I had 30 seconds.
As it is to hear it, he has the right to speak his evil. You
Thank
go
you.
right ahead.
Can you put 30 seconds back on? Because I had 30
Go
seconds.
right ahead.
You have 15 seconds.
You go right ahead.
30 seconds, please.
Yeah, 15 seconds, please
Okay.
proceed.
So, as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, I don't hate, I do not hate. Now, if I interrupted, you would kick me out with the police. Why are they being allowed to interrupt me?
Because you just said something super anti-Semitic. What's
So,
wrong with
so
you?
we can have a private discussion.
Thank you for your
Okay,
comments. Your
so
time
you have
is
people from the
complete.
audience that are interrupting me. I would like my time to be
Your time is
restored.
Now what?
complete.
Take your seat.
Your time is complete. Our next
Done with
speaker is
you.
Marbella Sala.
Okay, good evening, and I have something positive, something good. First, I just want to acknowledge the good things that are happening in Northgate Guardland with the investment of the $5 million and the recent mural that we have, and then the recent groundbreaking of truly a model for the rest of the city to follow on low-income housing. But what I'm really excited about is that I want to thank Councilmember Talamantes and her office, the Office of Arts and Culture, for identifying Northgate and wanting to submit the Clean California Local Program grant that, if we get the grant, will bring $1.5 million that's going to go towards, we only have one mural on Northgate. We're going to get many more murals. We'll be able to have creative crosswalks. We'll have our utility box with art, create more green spaces, and in hopes that Northgate, as we've already started, is going to even be uplifted more. So I just want to acknowledge you, Council Member Talamantes, for identifying that and putting your resources together to help our community. Thank you.
Thank you. And I have one final speaker on the consent calendar, Shira Lane.
Hello, I wanted to say thank you so much, Mayor, for speaking today at the Capitol. Today is Arts Advocacy Day, and as we just heard from the previous speaker, how important the arts are and what it does for a community. I just want to thank you. And also, it's Earth Day, so not only is it important to plant trees, but it's also important to consider the waste that we consume and how we can help our planet by consuming less or just thinking about the amount of plastic that we produce. Thank you again, Mayor, for being there today at the Capitol to speak about arts and culture. And thank you, the Office of Arts and Culture, for doing an amazing job at getting all these grants and working really hard. One thing I really would like to say is that these grants, we need consistent funding for the arts and for the Office of Arts and Culture so we can continue to do this work. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your comments. Mayor, I have no more speakers on the consent calendar.
Thank you. All right, we now turn it over, I'm sorry, Councilmember Maple first on 8, and then Vice Mayor Guerra on 10. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. Just wanted to make some quick comments on, so this is the Oak Park scattered sites. These are the 10 sites that are going to be developed by Habitat for Humanity in Oak Park. And I just think this is an amazing project. It was set forth by my predecessor, Councilmember Chenier. And I just wanted to say that, I appreciate the city, especially our staff, Leslie Frishy, and Habitat for being creative and being committed. I know it's not easy when we're in the market that we're in. There's a lot of complexity, the supply chain issues, interest rates, everything. And so just being flexible and allowing Habitat to be creative and to use this money in a way that works for them so that we can get those initial 5 houses online, I think as soon as possible for the community, the better. And then allowing them the flexibility to be able to do what they need to do to the rest of the houses. And so I'm really excited for this project, and I just want to thank you for your work.
Thank you, and Vice Mayor Guerra. Item 10.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd asked to speak on item 10 to thank Janine Cooper and her staff and everyone who's been working on the issue of child care and making sure that we're providing a resource for our families, our working families, and this is a way that the city's taking this issue up. But also, to say, and I hadn't planned on saying this until the public comment, but how distasteful it was that someone could use this action item that provides and supports working families to spew nothing but hatred, and it's un-Sacramentan and unwelcomed, in my opinion. But thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you to all the staff who've done this great work.
It's great. Thank you, Vice Mayor. All right, is there a motion on the consent calendar?
I'll move the consent calendar.
Moved by Vice Mayor, second by Councilmember Jennings. All in favor, please say aye. Aye, opposed, abstained. Consent calendar passes. Let's move now to the public hearings. Public hearing, we have one. It's item 13. Who is presenting on item 13? Sorry.
Good evening,
Rodriguez.
Mayor,
Welcome.
council members. My name is Mary Jean Rodriguez with Finance Department. The item before you tonight is the public hearing for the North Natomas Public Facilities land acquisition fee update. The fee is collected at building permit to provide funding for the acquisition of public land in North Natomas area. The North Natomas Finance Plan requires that the fee is updated each year based on the average of the appraised land values for the prior 3 years. This year, the public land acquisition value has increased by 18% from $317,741 per acre to $375,058 per acre. The increase is mostly attributed to higher residential land values. As such, an 18% increase in the fee is being proposed. The fee increase would be effective July 1st of 2023. The staff is recommending to conduct a public hearing and upon conclusion, adopt a resolution increasing the public facilities land acquisition fee for the North Natomas Land Acquisition Program. Thank you, and I'm ready to answer any questions.
Thank you very much for your presentation. Why don't we begin with Councilmember Kaplan and then Talamantes and see if we have public testimony.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I don't have any questions, but I think this is something for my colleagues to know that the North Natomas Land Acquisition Program, as we were set up as a master plan community, we're going to have eventually 415 acres. Right now, we've got 372. And so this is going to help us continue to purchase and get our public lands as those before me and many of us set up of what Natomas is going to look like. So thank you so much for your hard work because as we talk about, equity, you did Natomas right. We just need to work on making the rest of Sacramento understand how important green space is that I have the pleasure of having in my district. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilmember. Councilmember Talamantes.
Just want to thank you and Sherry Smith for helping us navigate, our North Natomas finance plan, everything North Natomas throughout the years. So just keep up the good work, and thank you for just staying on top of it always and, giving me all the education I need in order to make sure that I make sound decisions. Thank you.
Our pleasure. Thank you.
All right, is there a motion?
I will motion to close the hearing. Open and close.
Open and close and move the item.
Move the item. Absolutely.
Okay. We'll let Councilmember Talamantes second that one. What?
Sean can take it. Sean.
You want to take it? Councilmember Lilloye? Okay.
Purple wins. Purple wins.
Purple wins. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Oppose, abstain. It passes. Thank you very, very much. Members, well, we do have a number of public comments on items not on the agenda, seemingly on one particular item. Let's start.
So Mayor, I have 21 speakers. The first is Crystal Sims, Richard Cruz, then Ron Elmsley. And again, as I said, we have 21 speakers in chambers, so please feel free to line up on the aisle. Crystal Sims, Richard Cruz,
Yes.
and then Ron Elmsley. Crystal?
Okay, sorry. Okay, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Mayor Steinberg, and I want to thank you all for this opportunity. I want to thank law enforcement for being here. You are appreciated. Thank you. I just wanted to say something on tonight. The item on tonight for me would be where I attend, where actually I live, which is the Ridgeway Studios, located at 914 12th Street. And what's going on with us is that we don't have our elevator right now. It has been out since February 7th of this year. And we have, talked to management, we have talked to corporate about it. And basically, it's just basically the same thing, They're in the process of getting parts for the elevator and things of that nature. But we are mostly disabled that's in the building. And it's been very challenging. It's been very stressful and sometimes discouraging because it seems like it's unimportant to them. And I'm on the 4th floor, so it's really hard for me. I have an injury, so a lot of things don't get done because of that, like grocery shopping, like just simple things. And so I've spoke to just about any and everyone, 311, housing authorities, people have sent me to different people to talk to, but no one seems to care. And so I've met you several times, your wonderful presence, and I said, well, maybe I can get in touch with Mayor Steinberg in person and bring it to him and see what will happen, like for the resolution. We just want our elevator fixed.
You want the elevator fixed? So I guess the council member, I'm a second council member for every district in the city, but you have a very good council member here, Councilmember Valenzuela.
And my chief of staff is sitting right in the
Chief of Staff
back.
sitting
and
right there.
he's going to talk to you about this.
Why don't we take the moment right there, Mr. Friel's right there, and why don't you meet with him and let's see what we can do to fix this, okay?
Yes, sir.
To fix the elevator. But you came to the right place, and I just want to thank you for coming to the city council and telling about what you need, because we do care. We are listening, and we want to see if we can help you.
Okay, thank you all so much for this time.
Thank you.
Good night.
Our next speaker is Richard Cruz. Richard Cruz, then Ron Elmsley, then Talia.
Good evening, council members. My name is Richard Cruz. I'm a representative from Carpenters Local Union 46 here in Sacramento. And I'm here tonight to speak on our values as a membership and also to make sure that responsible contractors are chosen for future developments and current developments in this county. Carpenters deserve to earn a fair wage with medical and retirement benefits that allows workers and their families a chance to live in the communities that they work in, to continue to have these local opportunities, to avoid a huge commute, and to continue spending time with the family that we provide for here in the homes in Sacramento County. A few more of our values come with the commitment to an apprenticeship program to guarantee that we have a trained, skilled, and experienced workforce that is able to complete high-quality projects in a safe and timely manner. This provides opportunities for a career path for many men and women that choose to go through our apprenticeship or plan to go through our apprenticeship in the future or near future. And it also ensures that the future generations of carpenters continue our legacy as the master craft. And we additionally proudly participate in the Helmets to Hard Hat program that help our veterans returning from service who are looking for employment. Carpenter members look forward to more than their income. They are excited to have a chance to revitalize their community, and we as a committee, strive to elevate and protect an honest and just livelihood for our brothers and sisters all across California. I just want to thank you for this time, and thank you for having me in this county, and you guys have a pleasant evening.
Thank you for coming.
Next speaker is Ron Elmsley, then Talia.
Well, normally I like to rag on you folks about the fire department. It appears that you don't care about public safety. The B, I would assume they let one good juicy article out every 2 or 3 weeks. They probably have a whole slew of them waiting. This guy Keys, he was disciplined for apparently causing heart failure because he wouldn't have his folks lift fat people. He says it would injure them. Well, that's what they signed up for, hard work. Then there was the folks that responded when I wanted my wife to be taken to the hospital. Basically, they had me sign a screen, and they charged almost $300, and they left. And they says, well, she was fine. She was up talking and stuff or setting up, and she was so gone. She said, did this really happen? And I go, yeah, your memory's right. These people lie. They're corrupt. They have a monopoly over over ambulance transport. They mobbed this chamber when they wanted the monopoly, and the city council gave them the monopoly so they can do whatever they want. You don't have any, the main reason for government is to protect the individual. Well, the individual is getting screwed by the fire department.
Thank you for your comments. Your time is complete. Our next speaker is Talia, Brooke, then Nikki.
Oh, ma'am,
Talia,
my name is Emsley, not Amesley, or however you pronounce it.
thank you. Our next speaker is Talia.
Welcome.
Hello, everyone. My name is Talia Anderson. I'm a lifelong resident of Sacramento County. I'm here today to advocate for the civil rights of our community, residents in Sacramento, specifically in District 2 in the Fairbanks Village encampment. This community exists to support a number of disabled folks, 3 of which are in wheelchairs. And what I've seen of sweeps, which are happening all over our city right now, is that it's extremely traumatic for these folks, and a majority of our unhoused community are disabled elders. And I've seen them injure themselves physically. Almost every sweep I've been to, somebody gets hurt. They are suffering emotional traumas from losing their things. They get things stolen or destroyed by the city. Pardon me. Everything about how these sweeps have been conducted have been quite cruel and unusual. There have been no services offered. This is a huge problem. If we are going to be outrolling this homeless initiative that the city is always talking about, this cannot be the way that we are conducting it. This is cruel and unusual under the 8th Amendment. This is a violation of our community's civil rights at the most basic level. And I'm hoping that we can stop the sweeps, that you folks will, District 2, you can do something about addressing the needs of these folks in their community to get them help housed before you attempt to sweep them. This is just not a solution. And yeah, stopping these sweeps is the first step in honoring the civil rights of these folks in our community. And hopefully with proper services, we can unroll out some restoration of dignity, personally, for our city and all of its residents. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Our next speaker is Brooke. Next speaker is Brooke, then Nikki, then Mac.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Brooke. I believe that housing is a human right and that all people deserve access to safety and stability and community. And I'm here to speak it out against the sweep at Fairbanks. Hi, Sean Loloe, that's your district. Over the last few weeks, they have been offered no services, and their trash service actually was taken away 3 weeks ago. So their trash has been piling up, and now they're being asked to move. There are 3 people living in wheelchairs, and there are even more people who are disabled, or people who are supporting their disabled people. So the community needs safety and stability to survive, but they deserve services like that trash service and bathroom services and medical services, but most importantly, housing. But instead, housing programs are closing. Sacramento self-help housing is closing in just a couple months, and Sacramento County is closing 2 pandemic homeless shelters. So the options continue to become more and more limited, and more people are forced out onto the streets. And then sweeps just harm them and kick them around to different places, and they're never able to settle down. I volunteer on the crisis line for my sister's house, and if you only knew how many calls I get, I just work the weekends, and we only have 24 beds, but I get 24 calls in a weekend. And it breaks my heart to hear so many stories of people experiencing really intense violence, and there's no solution that I can offer them. Sorry, it's really sad. They just want a safe place to be because the world is so violent to women, especially unhoused women. And I, as a crisis line volunteer, cannot provide them the very service they need so badly, and their life depends on it. So I ask you to do the right thing and respect people's civil rights. Please give people housing, and please give people some basic human empathy.
Thank you.
Next speaker is Nikki. Nikki, Mac, Soul, then Shelby. So Nikki, Mac, Soul, Shelby.
Yeah, hey y'all, my name's Nikki.
Hey, Nikki.
Here on behalf of folks from Fairbanks, and Norwood tonight. Longstanding community needs support, needs to not be swept, needs like infusion of services, needs to not be told they're worth moving along to the next place, the next place, the next place, the next place, instead of a real ass wraparound support for the humans that exist at that place. Like, they're trying to get here tonight. They're like actually scrambling. They're also trying to move their stuff, but they're scrambling to get here to talk to you guys, to beg for not to be moved and for more time, because they're literally sick, they're literally disabled. Honestly, COVID at the camp. Like, we need to not move forward with the sweep. There was one posting on the top that no tents were tagged. It was one post way up top. There's not been any services offered. Like, I don't even give a shit about these things, to be perfectly honest. I don't think you should sweep no matter what. But these are the things you all care about, and those are the things that have not been done. And this site deserves, it's a long-term site. It deserves support. It deserves the resources that it needs to live healthily, to get moved on to the next steps in the continuum of care that honestly are not existing at this juncture, which is why they're stuck where they're stuck. You know what I'm saying? We know why they're stuck. And we need longer-term solutions, and in the face of not having longer-term solutions, we need to not just be moving like all these folks along, older, disabled, on and on. We're in a community here that has faced systemic poverty over time, I know I have 8 seconds. I don't have time to talk about the redlining in this district. I don't have time to talk about the racial covenants. I have to talk about the reason that 40% of the population that lives outside.
Our next speaker is Mac, and then Sol. The next speaker is Mac.
Thank you, Nikki. Yes, thank you.
The next speaker is Mac. Sol.
Good evening, Council. My name is Mackenzie Wilson. I'm a community organizer with Decarcerate Sacramento and the Sacramento Tenants Union. I'm here to talk about a site slated for sweep in District 2, Fairbanks and Norwood. I'm actually here to say end your policy of sweeps, but I'm going to speak on it in ways that hopefully you will understand. A few days ago, code enforcement showed up and put a sign on a pole saying that this encampment, cited one of your many laws that support your horrific policy of sweeps. Particularly, it was about the 500 feet within a school district zone, even though it's way further than that. We've actually measured it. And services haven't come. And they were slated for a sweep this morning. Y'all must have too many on your books, seriously, because they didn't show up today. Thank God that they didn't show up today. But I think it's important to know that 3 days for elders and people with disabilities it's heinous. And these residents would like a delay. I think it's actually horrific that they're asking you to wait to destroy their lives or things and bring them physical and mental harm. But maybe it's the least that y'all can do, council and city manager. On another note, I went with some of y'all to the All In Sacramento event yesterday, and what most of y'all missed was the room full of over 100 orgs and service providers that cheered and applauded when it was named that you and the county's HAP plan will be ineffective unless you all end your policy of sweeps. Ask Mario. He didn't clap for it. I think I'll end by saying that Fairbanks not only deserves more time, but deserves not to be swept and failed by you again. They deserve housing. And if I have to, I think I will. I'm a community organizer, y'all. I think y'all kids have seen the power that we have. So I look forward to coming with all of Sacramento and getting Sacramento all up in your fucking chambers to make you stop your policy of sweeps. It's horrific. End it. You could swipe a pen right now, Daryl, and end it. You could. And save us money.
Thank you for your comments. Your time is complete. Next speaker is Sol. Shelby. S-O-L, Shelby, then Shelly.
Hello. By the way, firstly, my name is Saul, not Soul. And secondly, sweeps kill. Where will they go? 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 Georgia. And now,
You have 20 seconds.
am I familiar to you guys? Raise your hand if you think I'm familiar.
It's the future, baby.
Nobody? Seriously? It's me, Solomon Artis Williams. You guys don't even remember me?
Yeah, everybody remembers you.
Thank you, Saul.
Thank you for your comments. So is it Shelley or Shelby?
This is Shelly.
Please
Shelby
proceed.
can go after me. So I prepared my public comment, but everybody before me said what I was already going to say. I think it's really, I'm here on behalf of Fairbanks Village, which is at Fairbanks and Norwood. They were slated to be swept today. We were out there with them today, and I knew a couple of the folks there, but what I noticed in this small community was that a majority of them are disabled. 3 in wheelchairs, and a lot with invisible disabilities like severe asthma and panic attacks, which is my friend who let us know that they got, this notice that was put up. It wasn't even, given to individuals. Nobody was talked to. It was just put on something, right? And they are actually on their way here. I think they're going to be in here. Oh, they are here. Hey. Yes. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about how my friend Bree was at Colfax Yard, which is where you all know is the site of the now leased and secure Camp Resolution. This was a year ago. A year ago, the most traumatic shit happened on that site. I'm sorry for my language. Sorry for my lack of decorum, but it was one of the most traumatic things I've ever witnessed in my life. And I saw a quadriplegic woman who had no means to move. And I saw a woman with a more invisible disability of asthma and panic disorder. And while she's trying to schlep her stuff around, her generator gets stolen. She's having the worst panic attack of her life. And a year later, we're back here again. She's been moved to another site, and she is in this position once again. And this is what y'all are doing. You need to stop. You know this. I don't have anything else to say that is unique to what's been said before, but please stop the sweeps.
Thank you for your comments. Our next speaker is Shelby. Next speaker is Shelby, Jared, Jesse. Shelby, then Jared, then Jesse, then Vicky.
Hi again. I've been here. So as a lot of people behind me have said, most of the people that are being swept or trying to be swept are disabled people who have lots of issues, and moving for them, being swept for them is impossible because they don't have help, they don't get services, there isn't anything there. It's traumatic, and there's nothing for them that y'all have provided. They need housing now. They need services, actual services, not a bus pass. That doesn't help anybody who's in a wheelchair. That doesn't help anybody who can't get there, who has nowhere to go, and then it's going to get hotter. You remember it gets really hot here? And all these people live outside. They live outside. What are your plans to help them out? I know sometimes you have shelters, sometimes you have cooling centers, fine, great. But also, they need housing immediately. Where does all the money, how much does it cost to sweep these communities? How much does it cost for y'all to take all their stuff and put it in storage, meaning throw it in the trash. Throw it in the trash. There are all these people, a lot, predominantly women who are disabled. Those are their stuff they need for their health. How do they survive? How do they survive under this? So y'all need to change immediately. You've been trying to change for years and years and years. But, honestly, really look at yourself in the mirror. What have you done? What have you done? How many people have died?
Thank you for your comments. And next speaker is Jared, then Jesse, then Vicky. Jared?
Hello, City Council. My name is Jared. Thank you for listening to my comment and the comments of others here. People are donating their time for no compensation to help. I'm here again to protest sweeps. Today I'm standing with the folks at Fairbanks Village. There are 11 people or so living out in the community supporting one another. Several of them suffer from a disability and have stayed there for years and years. 4 days ago, they received a notice from the City of Sacramento, attention to vacate. They are in violation of the following provisions of law and must vacate in 3 days. The only city code that they cited is being within 500 feet from a school. To be honest, this notice is so sloppy. Yeah, they wrote it in by hand. Let's get that part down. To be honest, this notice was so sloppy, I question its validity. It's posted the posting official is Douglas, number 9402, but it just was so impersonal, like just a name and a number and a piece of paper. No introduction. I must highlight that nobody at the camp was spoken to. No communication from any other official explained that they were being vacated. A single slip of green paper was left at one of the entrances of the camp. Absolutely no services were offered. The campment is in fact more than 500 feet from the nearest school. Not that I think that's fair to use city code to infringe on people's human rights. Especially when those members are disabled and caregivers. You cannot forcefully evict those who reside there with a 3-day notice. The way this has been handled is kind of a slap in the face. At very least, the members of the camp are asking for more time, but I think Sean Laloi can look at this another way, as an opportunity to do things a different way. We're here as advocates against a sweep, just as we were for Camp Resolution. We're here doing our part, so we're looking for this council to do its part. Protect these people's lives and help them create another way to get better and stay alive.
For your comments. Our next speaker is Jesse, then Vicky. Is Jesse here? Jesse? Jesse's not here. Vicky? Vicky, then Chris, then Hector.
Hi, I'm Vicky Scott, and I reside at Camp Fairbanks Village, and you know, we're regular people with handicaps. I take care of Rhonda, which had a stroke, and it's very hard out there, but we all come together and we come as a community. We all work together. We try to keep it clean, but that storm hit, 2 storms hit in a row, and we haven't had the cleanup come out in over a month. So it looks a little bad right now. But other than that, it's pretty clean, and we don't have no problems. You know, we try to help the community whenever we can, and we're trying. It's all we can do. I mean, we don't want to be out there homeless, but we are. You know, if we had a choice, we wouldn't be there. Trust me. It's not a pretty sight for anybody. But other than that, you know, it's a community come together, and I don't know. There's got to be some help out there somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, we need that help in the right direction, because nobody's doing nothing they're not doing nothing for the homeless. They're getting all this money for the homeless, but what are they doing with it?
Speak on that.
Well, thank you for coming tonight. After we hear the public testimony, we can't, excuse me. Oh, you're still, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just trying to.
I'm just saying.
I wasn't trying to interrupt.
You put all this money out there for the homeless, and it's not going to the homeless. So who's it going to?
Okay.
I mean, they're not helping nobody. You know what I'm saying? They're not. You guys need to crack down on them, because they're just putting a front up and using the money for their own purposes. They're not helping the homeless.
Yeah.
But that's all.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for your comment.
Hold on. Before we call the next person. I want to thank you for coming. After we hear all of the public testimony, even though this is not on the agenda, I would like to ask Councilmember Laloi to speak and maybe provide a little bit of an update. And we certainly are going to do everything we can to respond to what we're hearing tonight. Okay? Go ahead.
Our next speaker is Chris, then Hector, then Brea, then Les Light.
Good evening.
Hello, my name is Christopher. I say, in that Fairbanks province, okay? And it has been tough for me this year. Because I have a disability. And sometimes my brain is firecrackling. And I just go 1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes it goes like 1, 4, 3, 2. And that's when my dad has to catch me. Sometimes literally catch me because I can't walk upstairs. Or going to the grocery store. I go for a soda and I come back with a munch with the groceries. And there's so many setbacks that I deal with every day. I'm more than all deal with. And my jaw is dislocated too. So sometimes people can't understand me when I'm out. So I need my dad there wherever I go. And being homeless. It made it so tough for us to stay together. Because I've gone rehab, I've gone to room boards, but it's so expensive. I don't see any resources.
Thank you for your comments. Your time is complete. Our next speaker is Hector, then Brea, then Les Light. Our next speaker is Hector.
Heartless, those cheers up there. Heartless.
Hector here.
Heartless. Fake ass cheers.
Hector, Brea, then Les Light.
Go
Are you Hector?
Yes.
Please proceed.
I'm Hector.
Where's Steinberg? Tell him to come out here and listen to these impacted voices.
I'm Chris's dad.
Please respect the speaker. Hector, it's your turn to speak.
I'm also a resident there. And my son was hit by a car there 4 years ago. Next month would be his anniversary. I stayed there so my son could find me. Me and his mother don't get along. My son's traveled from San Diego all the way here on foot to find me. And there's no way in the world I'm gonna let my son be out there by himself. It's documented through the DA's office with Ann. My son was brutally attacked in one of the boarding care homes in Oak Grove. The man just got out of Pelican Bay and thought my son stole his lighter. The man beat my son on the floor to kill him. It took 4 residents and 2 officers when they got there to pull him off my son. My son, it did more damage to him. So these boarding care homes are not protected, they're not overseen, because I looked into it very thoroughly. They're run by 2 families, they're crooked. There's more activity in those homes than there's on the street. My son's been assaulted, I had guns pulled to me, I had guns pulled during my life, but I don't back down from no one. He's my son. Any officer that comes up to my son doesn't know his disability will react against him. The doctors even stress that because he has uncontrollable body motion. He's got size of a tennis ball of his brain missing by the car. We need help. We got nowhere else to go. We're in the Hope Foundation. We went to their program and they failed us.
Right.
You know, look into it. My last name is Fonseca.
Thank you for your comments. Our next speaker is Brea, then Les Light. Brea, less light than MVW.
Hi, I'm Bree. I've been a resident at Fairbanks Village for a year now. I was the girl that was swept from Camp Resolution a year ago, April, in addition this month, and pretty much they took everything I own in one day. They crushed my trailer. They towed my other trailer with my cats in it. I was given 3 hours to get my belongings out of my trailer, and I was by myself. I can't go through that again.
Right.
Yeah. I just recently lost my mom 4 years ago, and it's like I've been on the streets ever since. And it's like one thing after another, and I'm disabled. I can't breathe, and it's hard for me and Rhonda and Chris to even get from where we're at on flat ground to the sidewalk most of the time to go get water. And there's no way we can make it over a hill onto the levee. There's no way. It's not feasible. Our disabilities are just too much for us, and where we're at, it's hard for us, and we're like 50 feet from a sidewalk. There's no way that we can move. You know, we're all a family. We love each other. Right. We spend Christmas together, and we spend Thanksgiving together. We eat dinner together every night. All all of our animals live together. Right. It's like we're just a community. We just don't have houses. We live in tents. You know, we're no different than anybody else. You know, the county was supposed to be coming out every once a week and doing the garbage. Well, they've been out there for over a month now, and our garbage is piling up rapidly. So they're dropping the ball on us, not the other way around. We're holding up to our part.
Thank you for your comments. Our next speaker is Les Light. Following Les is MVW, then O.
Okay, so it should be extremely clear that this sweep shouldn't be happening. None of the sweeps should be happening. Right. Even at this point, even the cops are beginning to grumble about the pointlessness and the inanity of these sweeps. Right? So we've got a housing crisis and we've got a homeless crisis, and this seems to be the only consistent response the city has come up with. And it's just stupid beyond words. A lot of, we've seen a lot of municipal and state money flush through to try and deal with the homeless crisis, the housing crisis, and nothing seems to work. Now, I've listened to people who have worked with housing, related support services, and what I hear most of the time is, well, they've been defunding public housing for 50 years, and this is what we get, right? So, if this is true, then the time has come to start building public housing. There seems to be no other way to deal with this. Now, our mayors have been well known for going around the country and talking to other mayors, talking to other governing bodies about one thing or another. Why aren't you getting up off your tail and talking about getting that money, the HUD money, to build public housing? If this is a problem that now if it really can only be dealt with at a federal level, then we need an activist municipal government which will get together with other activist municipal governments and get a federal solution.
Thank you for your comments. Our next speaker is MVW. Thank you for your comments. Your time is complete. Our next speaker is MVW, O, then Samuel Lewis. I have 7 more speakers. MVW, O, then Samuel Lewis.
I'm about to play a video. I don't know how good you'll be able to see it, but I just want to give a trigger warning before I play the video. So just prepare yourselves. Yeah. It's good. I'll explain it. I took these videos on April 6th in District 2. This crime scene happened on the bike trail right outside of Camp Resolution. I stood there and watched your SAC PD officers make jokes, laugh, and have smiles on their faces while they cleaned up a crime scene. The officer who approached the gate shared someone was whacked up on the bike trail and asked if folks saw anybody come inside with a machete. We asked Crystal Sanchez of the President Homeless Union, how many unhoused women have been found dead? She shared this. The Camp Resolution community is saying 6. I know of at least 4 for sure, and prior weeks before that, they found anywhere from 7 to 15 bodies at Roseville Road. She told us that she reached out to SAC PD and they refused to call her back. She also shared some
comments. Your time is complete. Our next speaker is O, then Samuel Lewis. Our next speaker is O.
Your time is complete. Oh, if you could please come up.
The next presenter is O. Please have a seat.
So there is a serial killer killing unhoused women in District 2.
Your time is complete.
In District 2. So while y'all keep
You've exceeded your time in speaking. Please stop speaking and take your seat.
outside of their community, outside
Madam
of their
Clerk,
safety,
who's next signed up to speak?
Next speaker is O, then Samuel Lewis.
they still live in these homes together, and you're gonna push them out.
Your time's complete, and if you continue to speak and disrupt the orderly conduct of the meeting, you'll be violating our Chapter 5A1 of the City Codes and Rules of the City Council.
Bro, listen to this. People are being murdered. Unhoused women are being murdered.
Our next speaker is O.
Do you understand that?
Okay, Samuel Lewis, Ray Misano, and then Angel Lopez.
We can stand here. Mindy.
Madam Clerk,
Samuel Lewis.
Samuel Lewis, thank you.
I have Samuel Lewis, Ryan Misano, then Angel Lopez. Please proceed.
Continue.
You've already spoken. Samuel Lewis's time to speak. You may not cede your speaker's time to another.
Fucking Brown Act, Mindy. Go read your law. Shut up.
Samuel Lewis.
It's okay. All I have to say is that you guys are not listening. There is a huge problem while you're sweeping, massively sweeping in Sacramento, when it hasn't, with Gavin Newsom's like, let's clean up California act is going on. All around California, people are dying in the streets because there's no suitable housing. There's no way for people who have nothing, no stepping stool, to get the help that they need. And you guys aren't gonna hear us when we're talking about in the last 2 weeks, 6 unhoused women have been murdered off Colfax and Arden, where Camp Resolution is. Where Camp Resolution is. There is someone targeting unhoused women, and they are being murdered, and no one's talking about this. And while you're going to sweep another encampment, whereas elders and disabled people and mainly women, we have an issue here in Sacramento. A huge issue. People are fucking dying. And how dare you say about decorum or how much time we have to speak? There's a huge issue in Sacramento, and you can talk about Earth Day and all of these things. People, we are the Earth. There is no reason for you guys to sit up here while you were elected and work for us and not hear what we have to say. People are fucking dying. And Law Day is a fucking joke. Guess what? My ancestors, the people who made this country, you know disproportionately that it affects us. Equal law for who? For white people like you, Daryl.
Thank you for your comments. Our next speaker is Ryan Masano. Ryan Masano, then Angel Lopez.
Nah, fuck your list.
Okay. Ryan Masano, then Angel Lopez. Okay, Ryan doesn't want to speak. Angel Lopez? Yes, it is. Ryan Masano, then Angel Lopez. I don't believe he's turned in a speaker slip. Mary, I don't have a speaker slip for this speaker.
Hold on. Did you, what's that? What? Did you fill out a speaker slip? Oh.
Okay, please proceed. You have 2 minutes.
Fucking A. This book is called The Color of Law. It's about redlining and redistricting and how it created basically desegregation and segregation and how it affected policies that are here now today. The core argument of this book is that African Americans were unconstitutionally denied the means and the right to integrate into middle-class neighborhoods. And because this denial was state-sponsored, the nation is obliged to remedy it. We have created a caste system in this country with African Americans kept exploited and geographically separated by racially explicit government policies. Although most of these policies are now off the books, they have never been remedied and their effects endure. Only if we can develop a broadly shared understanding of our common history will it be practical to consider steps we could take to fulfill our obligations. Someone mentioned it earlier that 40% of the unhoused community here is African American. If this is not a race issue, I don't know what the fuck it is. These things that you guys continue to do, and you look over these things, and it's so important for the mayor to read his phone, I guess, right now. Yeah, Daryl. And to actually listen about how most of these women who are being shut the fuck up. How most of these women who are being murdered are women of color, women of marginalized statures in society. But you refuse to recognize that. When you have a majority woman council, all the women on the council refuse to recognize that. I'm just going to do my last 10 seconds in honor of the women who have been murdered in your city. And fuck you, Daryl Steinberg.
Next speaker is Ryan Masano, then Angel Lopez. Ryan, this is public comment for matters not on the agenda.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, and if I had my way, everyone would have housing, so we're actually on the same page. I prefer to avoid the friendly fire, but it's the media that's run by these people that tells you that. I'm not actually. But anyways, and it's funny because, do you see white straight men up there? But anyways, so I'm up here to talk about the main problem, which is money, because that's what all these problems come down to. And there's a small group that controls all the money. And maybe not all of them are to blame for this, but this is about money. It's about the banks. It's about them raising the housing prices so that nobody could afford housing. Every single evil agenda in America right now is due to one problem. And that problem, and communism and capitalism are backed by the same people. And as a matter of fact, if we're going to talk about death, let's talk about the 100 million Chinese and Russians murdered by communists. And who was Leon Trotsky? What was Leon Trotsky's real name? Okay. Okay. The First Amendment is so that I listened to you and I agreed with a lot of you. It is not that I should have the right to speak.
Speak to the council. Speak to the council. Let the vile man speak so that everyone can hear what vile and hate sounds like. Please, let him speak.
So I am actually, the issue that needs to be addressed is the control of money. And this is why in every single city in America, the nicest buildings are banks. You know who's not affected by unemployment and all this economy? The banks. In every single city in America. And why is that? They control everything. The homelessness and all that is because of the bankers and the people who are behind that. And I get it. 5 years ago, if I'd have been saying this stuff, I'd have been reacted the same way as the audience did. I understand that. But at the end of the day, we're going to have to get past the media and unite, or this problem is going to continue. Thank you.
10 fucking minutes ago, what are you talking about? Literally, shut the fuck up.
Is Angel Lopez still here? Angel Lopez? Angel? Thank you. And then we have 2 more speakers online.
No.
Well, I don't believe you care about me or any of these people here, and I think that if we felt like that, we wouldn't be here right now. You talk about creating community, the importance of mental health and the community engagement. Last time I was here, I think Mayor Steinberg suggested $50,000 for each district for community engagement. And yet you systematically took out a community that served disabled and elderly people for over 20 years. And I'm talking about the CR2 dog space, which was one of the only free places as a single female disabled person I felt safe in this city. It was a sanctuary. It should have been a model for other places. But instead it was taken out because you listened or you bowed down to a handful of disgruntled people and a soccer coach in Greenhaven. I'm going to guess it had something to do with money. 75% of the survey you put out wanted it to remain a dog space, and yet you overrode the community, you gaslit us, and you tried to discredit your own survey. You're dedicating now 80% of a park to a soccer field that's going to be used 3 to 4 months out of the year. And you're going to be spending money on that when we have huger problems clearly in our city, like a homeless population that needs mental health services and housing. It's unbelievable to me, and it's unconscionable. I lay awake at night wondering how all this happened. I lost my entire community in a matter of months. I lost the only safe place I had to go as a disabled single female. I lost faith in you as my community leaders, and I lost faith in myself because I believed in you and I voted for you. Well, congratulations, you paved paradise and you put up a parking lot, only you put up fences and arguments that divided people.
No, speak on that.
I would rather that space that's going to be spent thousands and thousands and thousands for a soccer field, I'd rather have that be a tent city or a homeless place where they could be safe than $35,000 to repave a soccer field that nobody needs.
Thank you for your comments. Our next speaker is Sarah Rewich. Alexis, can you make me a host so I can allow people to speak?
Please, Nikki, please, let everybody be heard here, okay? Go ahead. Let everyone be heard.
Okay. Sierra Rewich, and then call in user
Sierra
1.
Rewich.
Sierra.
Hello?
Hi, Sierra. It's your turn to present. Sarah?
Yes, yes, I'm calling in to implore you to stop the Fairbanks Village community, specifically and more broadly to completely stop sweeping all of our Sacramento community members experiencing homelessness. First, I cannot believe that sweeps are still happening here in Sacramento. Research shows that sweeps damage those experiencing homelessness as well as the larger community. Yesterday, I emailed all of you a research study on that by physicians. But aside from the gross inhumanity of sweeps are also extremely wasteful of city resources that could and should instead be used to provide real services that people need to find permanent housing for the most vulnerable community members who are living outside. It's extraordinarily wasteful of money and extremely damaging to sweep people who have so little without offering help in any substantive way, which is how sweeps are done here in Sacramento. It does absolutely nothing to end homelessness, but it does do a lot to hurt people who are experiencing homelessness. Now, Mayor Steinberg, you said earlier that investing in people isn't about charity, it's about investing in people. And the first speaker from the United Way said that we can pull people out of poverty by giving them the resources they need. And she said there is so much need. The partnerships are so important, she said. Well, you are all lauding those partnerships, and I think that's the right approach. Sweeps aren't partnerships. They're acts of severe violence against our most vulnerable community members. So I urge you to think about this, please. And, you know, I've been out there at Camp Resolution, and I thank you for your, you know, work there in Lalohi. I'm sorry if I said your name wrong, but I applaud you for that effort. And it really has made a difference, and people are having hope, and they're getting better, and they're having, you know, prospects in life. And I think we need to do that with all of our folks who are experiencing homelessness. Please, I urge you.
Thank you for your comments. Call-in user 1 is our next speaker. Is that Mr. Davis?
Hello, yes, this is Lambert, and I wanted the mayor and also the city council and also the city attorney, and shockingly probably to them, even the city manager's office. Yesterday, instead of going to the game, I attended the Measure U committee meeting last night, and I studied what they did. During Measure U participatory budgeting, I attended 4 different meetings in District 2, and my paperwork mysteriously was not accepted. But I did that on purpose to catch them in a trap, and I caught them. But in the same token, a group I found out about called Del Paso Heights, and I'm a Del Paso Heights native, proud of it. My parents was there since 1946. Shout out to the Grant High School Pacers, 1976 alumni speaking. And last night I found out that United is called Del Paso Heights Growers Alliance. And I found out about them, and I had them on all of my paperwork. So I don't know if they helped them because I've already caught them, or it doesn't matter now. But that group is wonderful. And I found out last night that they received some funding. And I don't know if it's because of my pressure. I hope it was. But I'm happy for them. That's a group that's helping young people learn how to grow things in the dirt. So thank you for whoever did that, because you don't hardly help Del Paso Heights at all. So thank you for that.
Thank you for your comments. Mayor, I have no more speakers.
Thank you very much. I know there's some council members who want to speak. I would like to speak first, if I may. And Madam City Attorney, I know we're not here to debate any particular issue, and I know Councilmember Lowy maybe would like to give a report, but I just want to state my point of view in general on the issue, some of the issues that were raised tonight. Whether those of you who know me, my fiercest critics, whoever you are, I have been consistent in my advocacy for 6 years in this job with the following principle: that nobody should be swept or moved from one place to another in this city. I have said and advocated for, excuse me, please let me finish, for the city stepping into a space that it never had stepped into before, which is adding more shelter, tiny homes, safe ground, and beds in any form so that people could get off the streets. Excuse me, can I just please finish, Samuel? I understand we need permanent housing. Yes, we do.
Have you been to these shelters? They're traumatic.
I'm going to finish what I have to say. Whether you can interrupt me, I'm going to say what I'm going to say.
Keep doing your thing, Steinberg.
Okay. Absent a health and safety issue, a violation of the sidewalk ordinance, which is a matter of a 400-foot move from one side to another. Excuse me, even the schools measure. The policy of this city is that we should not, and we must not move people from one area to another unless and until we have sufficient number of beds to be able to offer people a safe and dignified set of alternatives. And by the way, we started at less than 100 beds 6 years ago. We're now up to 1,100 beds every single night. And it's not, excuse me, it is not nearly enough. It is not nearly enough. We are now in partnership, as you know, with the county, where you should spend some significant time there. Okay, because they are the mental health and substance abuse providers for people. Excuse me, I'm going to finish. I'm going to finish. We understand. Okay, last comment. Last comment. You can try to shut me down. It's okay. Last comment. We are not. But we are doing more than we ever have, and we need to do more. Okay. Last point, Madam Police Chief. This allegation that there have been a number of homicides out in the North area, I take that very, very seriously. So we obviously need an immediate report as to whether or not any of that may be true. Okay. Whether or not any of it is true. I want to know whether there have been 6 to 8 homicides out in the North area. Okay. That's all. I shouldn't have, but I tried. Okay. Councilmember Talamantes.
Yesterday,
Heart's Delight, you're not making an impact.
Yesterday,
Yesterday,
we celebrated the groundbreaking of North Viewpoint. It's a new permanent supportive housing project with 66 units and wraparound services. It's a start. It will be a beacon of hope for many of our most vulnerable, unhoused residents in Sacramento.
Samuel, excuse me, Councilmember Talamantes. Hold on, Samuel. I'm asking you to leave.
No.
The meeting's adjourned. You're out.